Updates.
Good evening. Well, sorry, hang on.
You're good.
We're all set now? Town of Pownal Special Select Board meeting, January 18th, 2024. I'd like to welcome everyone in at 6 P.M. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Board member roll call.
Angie Rowling,
Bob Jarvis. Brian Harris.
Jamie Percy.
Mike Gardner. Everyone rise for the pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Approval of the agenda, public comment, road fund budget discussion and approval, general fund budget discussion and approval, Town of Pownal 2024 warning and ballot article discussion and approval, town report, continued discussion and approvals, public comment and adjourn.
So move.
second.
Any discussion about the agenda, any additions, corrections, subtractions? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bob, aye. Brian, aye.
Jamie, I.
Mike, aye. Is there any public comment?
There's no hands up.
Aye, Bob.
Go right into, road fund budget discussion and approval. Is there any further discussion on the road fund? Budget? The road fund budget?
I don't believe so. There's something new that has been brought up, not that I know
Everybody good?
of. Make a motion to accept the road budget.
I'll second.
So I'm gonna entertain a motion to, I'd like you to amend that motion, Jamie, to include the amount. And
Okay,
we have I have the budget, or the actual budget number and the whole 9 yards written out for us.
okay. So. Make a motion. You want me to read this whole thing?
Yep,
Okay.
please.
I'll accept the motion and approve of the road fund budget as it has been presented to us, which means we are asking the voters to appropriate $1,299,568.56 for the general expenses to the town. Wait a minute here. Where's the road one?
Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
That's the road
okay.
fund budget.
Okay, to the town, of which 707,219.63 raised by taxes.
Brian, are you still gonna second that same motion?
Yeah, I'll second.
Was that the general or the
That's
road?
the general.
That's what I thought he said was
That's what
general.
I thought.
Well, it's sorry,
It might
I
be.
have it mislabeled because it says road fund.
Okay,
You got your motion, start over.
all righty.
Yeah, so withdraw your motion.
Withdraw that motion until we get the right numbers for. Something cut off. This one says general and this one says general.
Oh, then I messed them up. Let me see. I can tell you which one is what.
We just need the right numbers in here. Right now, we have the wrong numbers. Sorry.
You don't have the wrong number.
No, we just got the wrong where it's, who it is. I didn't bring that in with me.
Oh, it's the general.
That's the one I read.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the road?
Yep.
It's 966,000 or whatever
Yep.
raised by taxes for the road, Ellen.
6, yep.
Yeah, I was trying to operate off.
Okay.
Yeah, 986 is broken.
Sorry, that's my mistake. I had them inverted.
No, hit 'em. All right, I'll try it again. Make a motion to approve the road budget as it has been presented to us. This means that we'll be asking the voters to appropriate $1,268,607.43 for maintenance and construction of the town highways, which $986,648.17 will be raised by taxes.
That is correct. Sorry, that was my mistake.
That's fine.
Do I have a second for that motion?
Second.
Just listed twice.
I'm gonna read those numbers again one more time. Just-
Can we first, I think first you need to make the two motions that are at the top, for the undesignated funds.
Okay, you wanna start right from
Yeah, I should,
the beginning?
yeah,
Because that's part of the budget.
yeah, that has to be done first and then motion for the,
All right, so we're gonna take and do, the motions for the monies
We have to rescind that.
out of the, order of the agenda because of the way it has to be stated. Is that a fair statement?
so the vote for the, returning the undesignated funds back to the voters is not technically on the agenda, but it's part of the budget.
Okay, all right, so, all right,
That's why, I'm sorry, because I thought that was for the general fund. That's why I was gonna do that.
Okay, so there's one for the road and there's one for general as well.
all right,
Let's do it that way. Let's do it in that order.
okay,
Let's do the one for the road fund. And then we'll do the one for the general fund before we vote on the general fund budget.
yep.
Perfect.
So we got a motion on the floor.
You have to rescind that motion. We have a motion on the floor, so you have to take it back before we can do anything else.
Okay, well, I rescind that motion.
Brian, you to rescind the second.
I rescind in a second.
Thank you.
So make a motion to give, let's see, give back the taxpayers the undesignated amount of $215,000.
That's
That's the
the
general
general
fund.
fund one.
This is the road fund. I want to do the road fund,
Okay,
return the road fund first, then vote on the road fund budget.
okay,
Then I want to do the general fund. And I'm sorry, I have it in the
Okay,
wrong.
no.
order.
That's
It'd be
fine.
easier if you read the amounts right off of Article 8 and Article 7. I think we're starting with Article 8.
okay.
I wouldn't read it verbatim, but that's where the numbers are, right?
No, but I'm just trying to keep the verbiage proper for the motion, Bob, and
Okay, all right.
and that's all.
Sorry.
That's
Didn't mean to
just
add
so it's
something.
clear. So, all right, so disregard that last beginning. We'll start again here. Make a motion to give back to the taxpayers the undesignated amount of $99,059.26 for the road fund.
I'll second.
Thank you.
I have a motion on the floor. In a second, to return to the taxpayers. $99,059.26 for the road budget. Any questions, comments? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bye-bye.
Brian, I. Excuse me.
Mike, aye. Now we need to vote on the road fund, please.
That's right, I gotta remake the motion because I was
Mhm.
saying, so. Make a motion to approve the road fund budget as it has been presented to us. This means that we will be asking the voters to appropriate $1,268,607.43 for the maintenance and construction of the town highways, which $986,648.17 is to be raised by taxes.
Second.
I need to read those amounts again so that we're clear.
Do we need, well, hang on, do we need the fact that we're using the 99,000 from previous year for the road budget? Do we need that in the motion?
We are,
We just did that the first time.
That's why I made that motion first, Bob. To give
Right, but
money
that gave
back.
it back. Okay, all right. Maybe I'm a little confused. I thought that motion gave it back to the taxpayers, and this motion is actually using it in the road fund. And maybe I'm just not
No,
understanding.
the first motion was to give back the $99,059.26 for the road fund.
right, two taxpayers for the road fund.
Right, to the taxpayers for the road fund.
Yeah, for the road fund.
That's why we're reading these off a piece of paper so that we have them correct.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry.
So the road fund budget numbers, are $1,268,607.43. For the maintenance and construction of the town highways, $986,648.17 is to be raised by taxes. That's the motion with a second. Any questions, comments? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bye-bye.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I.
Mike, aye. Now we'll do the general fund budget discussion and approval.
Okay. Make a-
Wait, hang on a minute.
Sorry.
Is there any discussion on the general fund? If none, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to give back to the taxpayers the undesignated amount of $215,698.93 for the general fund.
So moved.
Any discussion and questions? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bye-bye.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I.
Mike, aye.
Waiting for that.
Yeah, I'll entertain a motion to approve the general fund budget, please.
Make a motion to accept and approve the,
Should be general fund.
general fund budget as it has been presented to us, which means asking the voters to appropriate $1,299,568.56 for the general expenses of the town, which $707,219.63 to be raised by taxes.
Second.
I'm gonna read those numbers again for clarity. So there's no question. Asking the voters to appropriate $1,299,568.56 for the general expenses of the town, of which $707,219.63 is to be raised by taxes. Any questions, comments? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bye-bye.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I.
Mike, aye. All right, we have a road budget and we have a general fund budget. Town of Pownal 2024 warning, ballot article discussion and approval.
So you've all seen that a few times. It only changed from the last time we removed the last article because the fire department decided not to do that second ballot article. So that came off. I changed the voting location to here, to the town offices.
Yeah.
We did add a due date for taxes as November 8th
Saw that.
at 5 p.m. That closes the loophole on some of the tax deadline stuff. And it makes it so Ellen doesn't have to be here on a holiday to collect taxes.
I agree with that. Any more discussion on the questions on the 2024 warning and ballot articles?
Yeah, this at the end, even though I know, Angie, you do most of the vice chair work, I believe I'm officially the vice chair.
I thought you were this year.
I'm the vice chair as far as I know.
You were vice chair last year and Angie was this year. That was my.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry. My mistake then. Then I'm fine.
Because I actually had to change it from the way it was last year.
Okay, I'm good. Sorry.
Okay. So is there any other?
Any other questions or comments on the warning and ballot article discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve the Town of Pownal 2024 warning as it has been written and previewed by us.
Any questions, comments?
I'm sorry. Just one more at the very beginning. And it's just, I mean, it's really minor, but we may as well make the change. The inhabitants of the town of Pownal qualified to vote in the town meeting are hereby notified and warned to meet at the Pownal Elementary School in said town on Monday, March 4th, 2024 at 7:30 PM, o'clock in the evening. We probably want to remove the o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh, unless that's standard in the wording, but it just reads a little odd to me.
Might be standard.
It might be, I'll double check it. It's the way it's always been, but
That's the
And
way.
it might have been. I mean, I don't know. And I hopefully I'm not nitpicking. I'm just looking at it.
What's the board's pleasure on the warning?
do you want me to remove o'clock?
Is there a motion? Is there a motion because we've been presented this? Is there a motion to change that or not?
That's-
If it's always said o'clock, I say just leave it.
Well, I don't hear a motion, so.
I'll make a motion to approve the warning as written
Well,
and stated
they're done, but
And preview.
and previewed.
Any more discussion or questions? All those in favor?
Did we have a second? I'm
Oh,
sorry.
no, you're right, Nancy.
second,
Sorry,
No, it's
I
okay.
jumped the gun.
That's all right.
I do have a second now. Now, is there any more questions or comments, concerns? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bye-bye.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I.
Mike, aye. On to town report, continued discussion and approvals.
So you all have the town report. I will apologize. The formatting has been a nightmare. I just need the weekend to sort of figure out the formatting, but all of the information is there. I don't know if any of you have had a chance to look through it, but I've had Hannah review it. I'll have Julie, Ellen, everybody will review it before I send it to the printers. So is there anything?
I'll spend some time reviewing it this
Any-
weekend. It's gonna be kind of chilly, so it'd be nice to sit there and watch football and review the town report.
Perfect. And then, were there any changes that anybody noticed or errors, anything like that?
I just skimmed it.
Yeah, I mean, I know the formatting is a little hanky, but I can fix that for the weekend. And do you want to decide how the select board report is gonna happen?
What's the board's pleasure on the select board report? Do you want to do?
Well, I've got some suggestions. I haven't written anything up. But just the suggestions, if we take last year's, one thing is we can say things about, this is our first full year in the new town office. We were talking about getting a VORAC grant. We can now say we've purchased that property and we're excited about that. And then instead of, I think I would close it with, we're honored to serve the good people of Pownal and something along those lines. It's short, it's simple, and it talks about some of our successes for the year. Of course,
So,
I didn't word anything, so
uh,
I just only had the idea on how to go about it.
I don't know. So I guess this is a question for Ellen.
Yes,
Even though we didn't purchase the land officially until it was like October or something, wasn't it? When did we officially purchase it? I don't even remember now. It's all in a
the
blur.
land purchase happened in FY24.
So that can go in this town report, or it needs to go in next year's town
That's
report.
next year's.
That's what I thought. I thought that, but I don't see where it's a big deal. Bob, I agree with Bob, but
It ends on June 30th. It says the
That's right.
report for year ending June 30th, 2023. So up to June 30th of 2023.
and I would love to have that in the town report. I agree with you 100%, Bob. I
Very
just
good
don't.
point. No, that's a good point. That's jumping the gun.
Yeah, I would love to have it there. Don't get me wrong, because it did happen in this calendar year.
But not in this fiscal year.
But unfortunately, it didn't happen in the fiscal year where we
Correct.
could use it. And
That's
I,
next year's information.
yeah. I was gonna ask that question before I wrote up something because I was pretty sure that's the way it had to be. But I wish we could, Bob.
No, that's a good call. I missed that completely.
Yeah, I would love to see it in there. So do we, I would love to stay at the same thing. If someone has a couple of ideas, we'll throw together something, Bob, you can send in some ideas, email them in or whatever, and I'll write up some ideas and we'll come up, you and I need to work on a couple things next week anyways, Monday. I think probably is gonna be a good day for me. And we'll write up the select board report on Monday morning and, okay. Is everyone in agreement with that?
Yeah. Oh, that'll work.
You guys email some bullet points if you want to Tara, and we'll draw up a statement.
Just to be really clear, do I have to come back to get approval on the town report before I send it to printers? Or are you comfortable with me doing that once the formatting is fixed?
What's the board's pleasure?
Should we make any form, actually, Tara, what I could do is I could save what I have. I've only got it's pretty minor things, but and since you're already working on formatting, the minor things that I have all have to do with formatting.
Yeah, okay.
And maybe if I send them, then maybe it's less things that'll be missed. And there's things like, and I think you're already thinking about them, is consistency in using commas, not using commas in dollar amounts, and some timed things, and right justifying dollar amounts so that pennies line up, that sort of thing. But I think that's probably what you were already thinking about.
Yeah, sometimes Nemrick gives us those. Those are pretty
Oh, no,
much.
the ones that extract are fine, right? I think those are fine. Because there's not much you can do about those. But there's like columns, like on the transfer station fees. If those fees were all right justified, they look a lot nicer.
Okay.
Stuff like that. I mean, I've got just a couple of comments. Feel free to ignore them if you don't want to do them, or if
You can
if
send them
it's
to
too
me.
much trouble. It's
You
just my opinion on them.
You can send them to me. Thank you.
Okay.
So for Thursday next week, would that be too late?
I don't know. I haven't gotten a response back from the printers yet on the deadline.
Cause I have no problem with it as long as the format's fine, but if somebody else had a problem, if Thursday wasn't too late, you could bring it to us on Thursday.
Thursday
That's
is the 25th. It's so close. It has to be available 30 days before town meeting.
Yeah.
The postcards go out the very first week of February to let people know that they're available.
Yep.
So that's when we need them printed, or I'm gonna be printing them from the copier so that we have them to give to people.
I'll entertain a motion to have Tara, once she gets the formatting to where she likes it, and to, per Bob's suggestion of right index lining up. And once she's comfortable with that she go ahead and have the town report printed. I'll entertain that motion.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
second it.
Any questions, comments, discussion? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bye-bye.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I.
Mike, aye. I will open up public comment.
I have my hand up. Unfortunately, the reaction won't come up. So when I'm ready, or when you're ready, let me know.
Are we good, Hannah? Okay, Jim.
All right, sorry. Thank you, Jim Costas, North Mason Hill Road. Hey, I just want to make sure in the minutes, number one, on the road for the taxes, just so that we're all on the same page. If I take last year's amount of about 876,967 and compare it to this year's of 986,648, the road will be going up 12.5%. I'm not sure if you want to confirm that, but I just wanted to make sure that Mike got into the meeting. But basically it's taking the 986 648, dividing it by the 876, 967, and that comes up to about 12.5%.
That's correct.
Okay, I just want to make sure. And as for the general, the taxes to be collected, so we just all understand, is including the category of the general taxes, the sewer bond fee, and also the local agreement education, which last year amounted to 665,586. And so comparing it to this year of the 707,219, I just wanted to put it into the minutes that the increase will be a 6.3% increase.
That's not that bad. Thank you, Jim.
Okay, and I wasn't sure if you want to put any explanations of why the increases or anything like that for the minutes. Otherwise, thank you very much and have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Yep.
Okay.
I think we went over the reason for the increases last week with,
We did.
insurance and some other things.
Can I
they
just
were
ask, where-
uncontrollable. We
Last-
went over it last week.
last week you didn't finalize the sheriffs. I just wasn't sure. Did you come to a conclusion for the sheriffs and also the landfill? You hadn't finalized, or you did do a recommendation, but I just wanted to make sure those two items were just recapped tonight.
I believe that we voted last week to increase the sticker fee at the landfill to $60. If my memory is correct, and I apologize, I believe that's what we did.
Right.
That's correct.
And I believe that we finalized the
Sheriffs.
sheriff's at, and I don't remember the exact number, but I think it was 94,000.
It was based on 25 hours, right?
I was gonna go 95,300, so I would, or 94,300, I was gonna be really close. And which gives us, based on that, at the rate of 25 hours a week.
Okay, so we're decreasing at 5 hours. Thank you. That's all I wanted to hear.
Any more public comment here?
Nobody has any hand up.
I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second that.
Any questions, comments, discussion? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bye-bye.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I.
Mike, aye. Thank you everyone for attending.